Hi guys, PJ here. Today we are working on a 2017 Maserati Levante, I believe I pronounced that correctly, and we are fitting a dashboard camera to the vehicle. To do this job we're going to be needing a fitting kit, such as this one. This is a neck-based fitting kit and comes with a fuse spur, which is like a double up socket for one of the fuse sockets, a power cable to your camera with mini USB on there, obviously a power and an earth connection, and also a ferrous filter, one of these things. Now this wraps around the very end of the power cable, this end here, look, right near the end. It opens up, as you can see, and you wrap the power cable around it. This will stop any, or should stop any, interference with DAB radio. Okay, so it's important that bit goes on. Tools to do the job, ideally you're looking at roll of electrical tape just for insulating things, some snips, plastic leverage tool, such as a Bojo tool. These are available from Amazon, eBay, etc. They're about £1, so worth getting. Do not use a screwdriver on anything at all, you will damage the trim. Obviously a multimeter is handy, if not one of the little screwdrivers with a light bulb in the end of it, so we can test which of the accessory circuits in the fuse box go on and off with the ignition. So I do stress the point, accessory circuits, do not use anything from airbags or braking or anything like that. Must be an accessory circuit. In your little kit that you've bought, you'll have a fuse spur, like I've just mentioned. This is a fuse spur. The original fuse that's in it there runs the camera, and the other fuse will be the one you remove from the fuse box. So that will plug in here, and this obviously plugs into where you removed the fuse from. Now, if any of this bothers you in the slightest, I highly recommend you seek professional help. Pay to have the job done. At the end of the day, companies are insured to work on your vehicle, so if they do damage it in accident, it will be fully covered. Likewise, in following this video guide, I am in no way liable for any damage to your vehicle or injury to yourself sustained from following this video guide. Okay, first up, we're going to prepare the power cable, and you can do that like this. So preparing our power cable, we've got our ferrous filter here, and as you can see it's on little clips. There's two clips, and basically the ferrous filter opens up and you put your cable through the centre, wrap it round the edge and out again, and that basically, just like I say, secures it in place near the little mini USB here, so that your DAB radio signal's not too interfered with. Next up, what I normally do is get 3 cable ties, position them 1, 2, 3, wrap them in electrical tape, because sometimes they've got a sharp edge on the end where you've snipped them off, and over time it could possibly rub into your soft head lining that they're going to sit behind. Now the only reason I pop these on, and I will be taping these 2 up as well, is just to secure it in the head lining, so that basically when you hit a big pothole, the cable doesn't fall down in front of you while you're driving along. So these will be tucked up in the head lining, out of the way. Okay, now when you're tucking your power cable up into the head lining, you can normally just get your fingers just along the edge of it and just gently pull it down. It's only a cardboard fibre substance, so don't go at it like a bull in a china shop. You know, there's no need to rag it down. Just gently pull on it and tuck up the basically the little lugs that you've made to stop it falling down. Just shove it all the way along until you get to this corner here. Now on this corner here, you've got an airbag behind your pillar. The airbag normally starts 2 or 3 inches down, sort of this sort of height. So what you can do is tuck your cable along the very edge here. You can get your plastic leverage tool, or to be honest, even your fingers sometimes, because they're not solid. And just pull it away, look, like so. Just enough, just to tuck your cable down the edge, and then follow down the edge here where your rubber trim is. You probably need your door open to do that. Go all the way down until you get to the bottom corner down here. Right, so when you've got down to the bottom corner here, we're going to be popping off this end plate. Now as you can see, whoops daisy, you get your plastic leverage tool and you just ease it all the way around, and it's on. I'll just pull it forward for you. Plastic lugs, look, plastic securing lugs. Just take care with it. Like I say, this is why you need a plastic leverage tool. And pop it all the way down, like so. The rubber seal normally holds it on the edge here, so you're going to have to pull that back just to free the edge of it, look. There you go. And remove the plate. Okay, so once you've got to this top corner and your cable's tucked nicely here, if you run your earth cable down the edge on the inside edge of the seal here, you can get to this bolt, this Allen key bolt. Take the Allen key bolt out and mount your earth ring behind it, yeah? So you're earthing it to this bolt, effectively. Take the bolt out, put the bolt through the earth ring, put it back in again. We're then going to feed the power cable to the boot, because your fuse box you're going to be using is in the boot. So obviously the power cable is going to sit all the way along the edge here, atop of the headlining, tucked in all the way across. Just to reiterate, guys, we've followed on, we've moved the power cable all the way up here, all the way along the headlining edge here, yeah, very careful with it because it is, you know, like a fabric. And then obviously we've gone across this the pillar here, there we go, so we've gone underneath here, yeah, just around the edge, not too deep, and then all the way along the headlining here, we've tucked it in up under the headlining here, and then all the way along the edge here until you get to the boot. At the boot, we've basically gone along here, all the way down the edge here, right the way down, tucked under here, this comes up, clips up, until we've basically come out down here. We've cable tied it here and here just to hold it in place, and we've ascertained that one of the two 5-amp fuses that are down here was an ignition switched on an accessory circuit. So we've used the one nearest the end. Obviously your spec of vehicle may differ, so you are going to have to test your fuses using a multimeter or one of the little illuminated screwdrivers. To do that, turn your ignition off, touch one of the little shiny terminals on the fuse. If it reads voltage or the screwdriver lights up, you know that that is constantly live and is no good at all. What you're looking for is a fuse where you're reading 0 voltage or your screwdriver doesn't light up. If it doesn't light up or reads no voltage, switch your ignition on and test it again. It should read voltage or your screwdriver should light up, in which case you've got an ignition switched. Just double check that the fuse is an accessory position fuse and nothing critical to the car. Turn your ignition off, pull the fuse out, pop the fuse in the end here, in the fuse spur, and put your fuse spur into the original hole where the fuse came from. Nice and simple. Run your power cable up and along. Now for the moments of truth, we test the camera. So with camera mounted up on window screen, we're now going to switch the ignition on. What we're looking for is a little power light. There he is. See the little power light there? And on it comes. Just there. So that is now switched on. All we've got to do is pop the cap back on the end of the dashboard on its little clips and tidy up any excess cabling. And that is how you fit a dash cam in a Maserati Levante 2017 model. If you've got any questions about this car or any others, please pop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.